I transitioned out of foster care when I was 21. And at that time, you had Jamar Clark had gotten murdered and all these things were happening. And I didn't have the support that I needed to really be stable once I left.
When the system work is done, the services and the support is also done. And then those young people usually tend to fall through the cracks.
Leaving care without a solid support, right? And leaving care with debt that I didn't come in with. Like I still have that UD on my record. I'm 25 years old now. And if I didn't have a solid community right now, I probably wouldn't have housing.
Unfortunately, the system isn't very supportive until you're in crisis. And so what would generally happen with young people who are aging out of foster care with nowhere to go is that they would have to become homeless and get into the homelessness system in order to get housing. This program is stopping that from happening.
Minnesota has some of the worst disparity gaps in the country, and housing is definitely one of them. And then when we narrow it down even more to youth who are aging out of foster care, it's even bigger. A report recently showed that 60% of homeless youth population in Minnesota are youth who've had some touch point in foster care.
So I feel like a program like PERIS will provide almost what a family does for most young people in that age group. They're at an age where they're trying to decide what kind of adult they're going to be, what kind of work they're going to do in the world, and learning so much about the world itself.
As the Graves Foundation, we did a very large study on what across the country, any successes on how kids were dealing with this aging out process.
So 6 years ago, the Graves Foundation had many different listening sessions with community providers where both youth and adults were in attendance. A lot of frontline service providers, county stakeholder partners. There was a lot of great involvement from the community to come up with the model for this program.
One of the things that I think from the beginning that PERIS did, that I think a lot of programs, and I know a lot of programs do not do, is making sure that the most marginalized of the demographic you want to work with are the ones who are behind the scenes actually designing everything, right?
Youth Voice had a lot to do with getting this program created. Anytime we're looking at program evaluation or program improvement, creating new programming, we always want to have them at the table and leading the work that we do, and we just honor and value their partnership in the work that we're trying to do, and look at them as the experts in the work, not us. When youth are able to decide and be a part of what's going on for them, they buy into it, and then they are much more successful.
We need to surround them with services that are non-intrusive. We want them to let them make their own mistakes, make their own decisions, but be there to guide them and pick them up as they fall, as they inevitably will.
I think what PERIS will provide is community. And young people need family, but they need community as well. And they need to understand that they're part of something larger than themselves. They're part of a community, and they give to that community as well as get things from that community.
For a young person, it's like they get to have that level of autonomy. They get to decide how they want to engage with the community, and they get to just kind of create their roots. And it's not that you're being welcomed into somebody else's home, which is beautiful and powerful, but it's just to create your own home. I think is a huge thing. And then when you have the services and the partnership and the community wrapped around it, it just can create that safety net for young people, because everyone needs it.
This work is so hard and takes so much collaboration. Like you have to have strong partnerships, and it's rare that you feel a partnership with the funder. So it's for us, it's a breath of fresh air. The stress and the pressure of not having to think about all of the funding stuff all the time can really help us concentrate on the work that we want to do.
But I think it'll shine a light on some of the things that could change within the system and also within how our community supports these young people. So to have the opportunity to do things differently through PERIS, and then also the rare opportunity of a funded evaluation to define the success in a way that is that other people in the wider community and funders, politicians, stakeholders can easily digest it.
When I got accepted onto the board and just seeing who my counterparts were, I was like, wow, this is a beautiful fabric of different people, right? And I think with that richness of truly embracing diversity, one, it can ensure that your board is a reflection of the mission and just the people that you're serving. I think it's vital just to keep youth at the center. I mean, that's the heartbeat of it, right?